Dustin, aka Chim Cham.
Yep.
Just finished part 3.
Yep.
How was it?
Well, as you can see, the mask is here.
The mask is on.
The mask finally made its intro. I think this movie is, even though it's better, it's a lot like Freddy's Dead, where the title intro of the music is better than the whole movie, maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of the 3D stuff is ultra gimmicky, you know, like way worse than Avatar.
And finished up part 3. It's getting tough. We're in it now.
That one was a doozy.
Yeah, seems like everybody had a hard time paying attention to that one a little more.
We talked a lot more through that one. It started out so slow. That was the problem with that one, is you had that long sequence of first showing the flashback of what happened in 2, and then that whole
3D gimmick setup.
The guy eating the food in the little store, and it just had no point to the entire movie.
Yeah.
So,
Adam, part 3.
Yeah.
How was it?
Definite step down from the second one.
Yeah.
Music's awesome. Couple of really good kills, but to the casual fan, this is going to be the first one that represents what they think of when they think of the movies. You finally get the...
We talked about that. This is the first one with the hockey match.
Right. I mean, like we talked about, if you showed someone the first film and then showed them a later one in the series, they wouldn't even know they were related at all. But to, people who've never seen the movies, you finally get the hockey mask. You get a knife-wielding killer with a hockey mask on. That's what everyone thinks of Jason.
yeah, I don't like that one very much. So it definitely shows. I felt it more. That one, I don't know, no standout characters for me. It's kind of tedious. I like Jason in it. I like seeing the mask. He's got a good swagger. We really enjoyed when he shot the girl in the face with the arrow, and he just kind of throws the spear gun down and swaggers off. I like that. I think we're going to get a more of that in the next one, even more. I like.
All right, Brandon, finished up part 3. What did you think?
This one wasn't too bad. The effect is starting to compound, like seeing these films back to back. This is we start to feel the effect of the watching films in sequence, especially ones that are, as Dan mentioned while we were watching it, there's a formula to it, and we're hitting that formula in every film. It's just watching different ways that these young people can be killed, and so it's getting a little monotonous at this point. We recharged with a little bit of lunch and a little bit of drink, so I'm feeling a little bit better right now, but we still got a long way to go at this point.
Oh, it's so repetitive. It's like a couple characters, they only survive till the end because they're not part of the group, and then they come back at the end and fight them,
Right.
Yeah, it is the same kind of thing. Here we are in the woods, and we're all going to die pretty quickly, and then a couple people are going to fight him at the end. So,
I'm finding something kind of different happening with this marathon compared to the ones we've had in the past. This being your first one, though, usually we are talking about how bad the films are. Like we usually start out the review with, that was really horrible. And so far, it seems like these movies are at least what everyone expects them to be.
Yeah, they're very watchable, and they're almost self-aware to where they know not to try to feed you a bunch of story or try to get you too attached to the characters because they know you're not interested really. And I think that makes it perfect for this marathon we're doing, is you don't have to get sucked in and see some ridiculous story each time. It's just get to it, get to the killing.
What did you think of Larry Zerner?
He was.
He wasn't your favorite character.
No, not quite. In fact, actually, to be honest, even past the first two, most of these characters were pretty much throwaway characters.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with him, people may not like him, but he was the most memorable.
We talked about this film a little bit. It was shot in some sort of 3D format, and there were a lot of other 3D films done at this time in the 1980s.
All in this year. You had
Jaws
3D, Amityville 3D, and the Friday the 13th 3D.
How does this film compare to those in terms of its 3D gimmick?
It's bad. I would say almost. I don't think I've ever seen Amityville 3D in 3D or Jaws, but I've watched this one in 3D. The Blu-ray has a 3D version, and so when I got it, I watched it in 3D, and it's the red and blue kind, and it's tough. It doesn't look good. Kind of hurts your head a little bit. The gimmicks, like when they squeeze the head, like, oh, his eyeball popped out, but you can see the rod behind it. When the snake comes out, you can see the strings. Like, all the effects are just given away. People putting bats in front of the frame, and I just don't like that. As someone who, judges a movie based on whether the directors are making themselves known, they're just making that stuff so apparent to you that it takes me out of the movie, it takes me out of the experience, and I don't, really like the characters or anything. So,
what did you think about the look of the film, like the actual quality?
It honestly was kind of more what I was expecting as far as the quality of the film, like how it was real grainy and real dirty. I was surprised that on the Blu-ray they hadn't gone through and cleaned up where there were, specks and crap on the actual film, but it was kind of more of what I expected as far as it looked lower quality. It looked more B-movie this time, more grindhouse, more, more just dirt. So.
How would you say the film looked?
It was fuzzy. It was dirty. Dan, you mentioned the use of the 3D camera to film this film, and so we saw a lot of gimmicks and gimmicky shots, gimmicky things approaching the camera, and also there was trash on the actual image. There was like hair or whatever, I don't know what they call it, burns or whatever in the actual film. So it looked very poor compared to the first two films. Well, this is the first film, I believe, in the series that's really taken us away from the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have any bearing on the film? I mean,
I think it makes it worse. To be honest with you, I was talking earlier about camp setting. I like the camp setting. Even if you didn't go to camp as a kid, you are aware of them and kind of have that feeling. And this just is almost like a nebulous void in the woods. There's no purpose to it. It's kind of a farm, but there's no good setting. There's no feeling. The camp, it's like you have all these, the dock and the cabins and the different locations. This one had really none of that, and it showed. It was apparent,
Any comments on the ending? Pulling that stunt again.
Yeah, I mean, as effective as it was in the first one, it already seems contrived and cliche and doesn't make any sense either. But
any standout kills?
definitely the guy that was walking on his hands or whatever was upside down, and he got the cut right down through the middle section of his body. That was, the audio really sold that kill. That was really, really violent attack.
Yeah, I mean, probably the best shot, actually, I forgot about it, was the guy walking on his hands and just getting it in the crotch. That was pretty ridiculous. But I like the harpoon shot the most, I think.
But overall, I mean, yeah, it's a big step down from the second, but still very watchable, very entertaining. The upside down kill through the crotch was probably the best one. A very forceful strike. So
I'd probably have to agree with everybody, and the machete slash down the crotch was a great kill. I can remember looking at the back of the VHS, and it showed him when he had stuffed him up on, I guess, a bunk bed or something, and you could see him like kind of cut in half, and just in my head imagining what that was like in the movie. And it's good. It's a pretty good payoff for this film. I feel like it's a really good extremely gory. Pretty one of the goriest things in the whole series. And it kind of just pops up in this one, which really doesn't have a lot of other stuff. So, pretty cool.
We're getting pretty tired during this movie.
Yeah, kind of up and down. It's hitting me, and then I finally got a little bit of the mask brought back, give him some energy back. Yeah.
How are you feeling? You think?
I'm ready to go. 4. Well, I know 4 is going to be great, so I'm already looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's getting. I'm feeling it definitely. We were talking about it's 2 in the afternoon, and we just finished 3, and it feels like you should be further along than that. But we've been sticking to the schedule, and the movies have been going by fast, but it's still later in the day than I think we want it to be. Do you think this is going to be more challenging than you thought here, 3 films in, or?
I'm still okay, but we'll see where we're at after this next one, and the one after that, and the one after that.
Well, so where are you right now? We are big fans of Part 4. Me and you have watched it a lot in the past, so we know what we're getting into here. You pretty excited to watch it on Blu-ray?
Yeah, I've never seen any of these on Blu-ray, and 4 and 7 are probably my favorites. So that's helping me get through this, knowing that there's good ones left ahead and even a good one right towards the very end. So not fatigued at all, and we certainly have enough snacks and food to keep us going for probably a few months. So yeah, we're in good shape if we can keep Dustin awake.
So we're headed now into the 4th film. So hopefully things will start to go up at this point.
They're going to go up. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. The 4th film is very fun, and I'm excited to watch it. We'll see you when we're done with it.